Hello, our friends. Hello. We are going all the way to Zanzibar. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a fantastic evening. It's a glorious day today. Come join me. Share this live stream. Today is nothing but happiness. Yesterday was Africa's Day. Today we have an amazing lady from an amazing country. Come join me. My name is Lillian Mole, and I hope you are going to enjoy this conversation because I have been planning for it. I couldn't sleep last night. Sasha, let me tell you what I did today, a self-care treat to myself before you tell me off. I woke up early in the morning. I did my meditation. I had a cup of coffee, got kids ready, dropped them off at school, and head off to the gym. 1 hour, 30 minutes to myself. Is that good?
Yeah.
How are you today? How are you doing?
I'm fine.
And how are things back home?
Everything is fine. Things are still stagnant here and there, but we are coping with everything.
Everything will be fine. Africa is doing an amazing job. I see we have live viewers, 6 of you. Please share this live stream out to your family and friends. We need to have this conversation. Moment of truth. But before we do so, give me a few minutes just to let people relax. Get a cup of tea, coffee, water, or wine, whatever is appropriate for you. And please come back. We wait for you right here. Just come back, please.
Fine. Your network is hanging.
So here we go. Today we are going to be talking about self-care for entrepreneurs. Before we continue, before we start the question, let's put out the quote for the day and let's see if it resonates with all of you. Self-care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you. Sasha, does this resonate with you and your work?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Does this quote of the day resonate with you and your work?
Self-care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you. Read.
Does this resonate with you? Can you hear me? Is your network okay?
My net is full, but you're hanging. I can hear you, and sometimes you're breaking.
Okay, so now, without any further ado, please introduce yourself to this audience today. Can you hear me, Sasha?
You're hanging. Your network is hanging.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So, can you introduce yourself to the audience today?
I'm saying your network is hanging.
Okay, but you can hear me. Can you introduce yourself?
I can hear you, but you're breaking.
Okay, let's go straight to the question. What is your definition of self-care?
What?
Can you read the questions on the screen?
Still breaking.
Okay, still breaking. So just give me a moment. Okay, let's give her a moment to come back. Let's see if I can get things on my side. Just hold on. Stay with us. Don't go away. But she's now off the waiting room. So please give us a few minutes. I will just try to see. Sasha is not here. However, we are appreciative that you're here with us. If you can hear me and see me, please comment. We need to see your comments. For those of you watching on YouTube, please send in your comments. I'm going to put in the link for YouTube right here. Please comment so we know you can hear us and see us, and give us your definition of self-care while we wait for Sasha to log on again. Yeah, these are some of the problems, but we're not giving up. We've had this before. I am hanging here, right here, right here. I'm staying here. And I see her coming back again. Can you hear me now, Sasha?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Oh, thank God. So now, does this quote of the day resonate with you?
I read it.
Does it make sense to you? Okay, let's go, because I think we're having a problem. What is your definition of self-care?
Oh, my definition of self-care. For me, it's just my well-being and happiness. That's what I term as the definition of self-care. I have to take care of myself before I can be able to take care of anybody else. And basically, most people think that taking care of yourself is only on your outer looking, but I think we also need to feed our soul, our mind, and body. But most people only concentrate on the body because that's what everyone else concentrates on. But I think it's good to feed your mind. You have to know the kind of things that you're reading. What are you entertaining? That's what I take for myself as self-care.
Great. So I see the net. Oh my God, I was just about to say. I was just about to say the network is stable, but no, it's not. It's gone again. We are not giving up. We're going to spend 6 hours on this live stream, but we are going to crack out the details here. So we give Sasha a few minutes. She will be back. If you're watching this live stream, and I know you're watching, I can see you right there. Please comment what your definition of self-care is. What is self-care for you? What does self-care mean to you? Sasha is back again. We are going to have this conversation. Sasha, we are not giving up. You know, we have to prove our resilience here, despite of the situation. It happens even in Switzerland to have network problems. So all the way from Zanzibar, please introduce yourself to this audience.
Oh, my name is Sasha Seraphine Mbote. I'm from Kenya, but I live in Tanzania. I'm a businesswoman, but I worked in the spa industry for too long before I started doing business.
So you've defined self-care as a girl growing up in Africa. What was your childhood like, and what opportunities did you get growing up?
As a girl child in Africa, growing up for me, I remember my childhood. My childhood is full of so many good memories, and I can say that I'm lucky because my parents, and especially my mom and dad and my grandmother, they really worked hard to see that I have everything that I needed. And they insisted so much on education. Even now, my grandmother is usually so proud of me because when she was growing up, they were deprived of education. And she's really, really so proud of me because of even after finishing school, I travel a lot. And she keeps reminding me that I'm older than her because some of the things that I've done, she has never done. And she's basically so proud of me.
Great. So you had lots of opportunities. This is not a common situation for girls in Kenya. Neither was it in Cameroon or in many countries. Why were your parents so passionate about giving you these opportunities?
What did you say?
Why were they passionate about giving you these opportunities? I think she cannot hear us.
You're breaking, sorry.
We're not giving up.
Let me try. Let me adjust.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. So, tell us about your business and what led
Okay.
you to starting a self-care business.
Oh, what led me into business? I can say I don't have like something that really took me into business, but it is the way we learn as we go. And also, I remember my first job was a very difficult job. I worked with very difficult people, and they were trying to put me down in so many ways. And I didn't even have a passion in beauty. I was doing it for the salary. But because of the way I was being forced to work, I had like people would put me in situations so that I could lose my job. So I had to always like try to be the best to save my job. And once I overcame that, I decided that I really want to become the best in what I do. And it's not like I was trying to prove anyone. I was not trying to prove a point. And as I kept going, I started having a passion for the industry. I started loving what I do, and then I started training girls without formal education. And through that, opportunities just like started, they brought them. There's a way where there's a will.
Yes, yes, absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Since we had network problems, we're going back to the definition of self-care because we have comments from Lisa. Lisa is in Germany. I think she's Kenyan as well. And she says self-care means accepting and loving myself. Lisa, sweet, sweet. Accepting and loving myself. Perfect. I have nothing to say about that. And the next one is from Boniface. Self-care is the practice of taking an active role in protecting one's well-being. Whoa, okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. I completely agree with those two definitions. Practice of taking an active role in protecting one's well-being. Yeah, because if you don't protect yourself, you're gonna go cook. That's absolutely so correct. Thank you so much, Lisa and Boniface. Please keep bringing in your comments. We need to have this discussion. We need to talk about what hurts us the most on this platform and what makes us happy. She has talked about her childhood. Everything was good for her, even though as a Kenyan, and what led her to her business. Now, as an African entrepreneur, or as a girl growing in Africa, I must say, yes, I was fortunate. This is what the world doesn't see, that there are some fortunate people in Africa. There's some good
Yes.
things happening in Africa. Just like
Yes.
anywhere else, there are parents capable of giving good education to their kids. There are parents capable of loving their children. But because of what we see on TV, we think that's the last place where we expect love and appreciation for our children or for our lives. That's what this platform is all about. God shall speak the truth. So, as an African entrepreneur, what are some of the advantages of self-care? You've given your definition, Lisa has given her definition, and Boniface has given their definition. So, what are some of the advantages? And we're going back to Lisa in Germany and Boniface. I don't know where you are in the world. Let us know where you're watching this live stream. And I think, Lisa, you're in Berlin, if I'm not wrong. Boniface, let's know where you are. What are some of the advantages, irrespective of if you're an entrepreneur or not, what are some of the benefits of self-care business?
Some of the benefits of self-care business. I was talking to my friend yesterday, and she's planning to to quit her job and start self-employment. And I was telling her it's not so easy, but it has its own challenges, and it's only the resilience that will keep you there, because there are sometimes that it's gonna get so tough, There is a time that you're not going to have rent. There is a time that you're not going to have money. But if you're resilient, you're going to achieve your goals. So I was basically telling her that
Okay.
the freedom that comes with it has a lot of freedom. And like when you're employed, that you want to do some things, but then probably you only have one day off. When you're doing your own business, you can venture into other things. All you have to do is to program yourself. You need to plan yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's more to that than just, the time that you have to yourself. It's also about taking other people. It's also about thinking of other people and their well-being. It's a much more bigger purpose than just the time itself. So we will give Sasha some time to come back with us. And let's take some comments here. Lisa is in Berlin. Absolutely. Boniface, where are you? Where are you located? Let us know where you are watching this live stream from, please. Join us, share this live stream with your family and friends. We are not giving up. We know connection is a problem. Everybody is online. And be you in Africa or in Switzerland, we've all had this problem, so bear with us. And I think, as I was saying, self-care, the advantage is not only about the time that you gain to yourself, but it's also the attention and the love that you give to others, and also try to bring out the best of others to their maximum. So as you grow your business, before we come to that question, I got to know you online because of pineapples. Before we continue this self-care topic, what has happened to those pineapples? Why did you come up with the pineapple story? What happened? She cannot hear me.
What?
Was ist neu? Before I got to know you, I knew you about a pineapple story in the market. What happened to those?
You're breaking.
Okay, let's take some questions. Let's see. Boniface is in Kenya. Boniface, can you hear me? Lisa, can you hear me? Italy. Whoa, super proud of you, Sasha. Sasha, come back here. We have proud people of you. Whatever is happening, let's keep this conversation. She's off again, so it's really breaking for her, but we are going to wait. Be you in Italy, be you in Kenya or in Berlin or in Switzerland, we are staying here to talk about self-care. So those of you watching right here, what are some, let me go back. What are some advantages of self-care? She's back. Okay. So while you were away, we had Boniface is in Kenya, Lisa is in Berlin, and we have Kataru in Italy. So we have Europe and Africa present. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Stay with us. We are having technical problems, but the discussion must continue. Beyond this technical problem, we must speak out. Africa must share their wealth. So let's keep going. Now, I have another comment. We have another person from Kenya. Can I see her comment here? Voila. The most benefit I like about self-care business is increased self-knowledge. Whoa, that's Boniface. Thank you so much for sharing. Do you have something to add to that?
Yes, Boniface is very right, because you learn every day. There is something new to learn. There is something new to learn when you're doing like now. I was just doing the spa, and then sometimes you find like the girls I was training here in Tanzania. It's been both ways. It's not like I just trained them and that was it. So we are doing a treatment, and then I remember my first job here, and one of the girls told me, "Oh, madam, we can do treatment with spices." And I was like, "What do you mean by spices?" And they were like, in Zanzibar traditionally, they used to do treatments using spices. And I asked them how the treatments were being done, and they taught me. And after they taught me that, I started to do a lot of research on my own, and that's how I started going to the spice farms. And what I've been learning in the spice farms of Zanzibar, I can't even be able to explain, because it's so broad. And like now, when COVID-19 came, I have a friend of mine, she does spa also. She's from Tanzania. She's called Lily. She has a spa in Stone Town. And some time back, she mentioned a treatment also from the mainland Tanzania. It's called Nyungu. And I've been so busy, I was not able to go and learn it from her. But my last trip in the mainland, I met these elderly women and they taught me how it's done. And right now, my friend, she's come up with this. So Nyungu, traditionally, what Nyungu is, it's a treatment. It's you take herbs and leaves and you boil them and you steam your body and you can drink some of it. And what happens when you steam your body and you sweat out all the toxins, and that's what has been happening right now. That is what Tanzanians are using right now. So we came up with this with my friend. It's called Nyungu. Nyungu is a pot in Swahili. It means a pot. So you boil it in the pot and then you steam yourself. So he's so right. You learn every day. And if you can see here, this is eucalyptus. So when I boil this, I put just one piece of eucalyptus. So you learn as you go. That's the best thing about a self-care business, because it's a school every day. Somebody will always come up with something. So what I was trying to tell you, when the girls told me about the treatment, and then when I started going to the villages in Zanzibar, I came to learn that massage is not something new in Africa. It has been there for ages and ages. And in Zanzibar, they used to, I don't know how some of our traditions disappear, but when I started digging deep, since I learned this in Nairobi, I also did a course in South Africa and I did one in Paris. But I used to think that it's a course which has come to us, only for me to come and find out that it is deep rooted in Africa when I started living in Zanzibar.
Great. I agree with you. Even in Cameroon, we have those, you boil them, you drink, and then you can cover yourself with it, and then you sweat out, the toxins. We have comments from YouTube, from Malodi. Advantages is to always be positive and spread positivity around you. Whoa, I cannot disagree on this comment. It's so right, How do you feel about the positivity that you spread around you when you take care of others and you take care of yourself eventually?
Yeah, let me tell you, it's been a journey, and it's not something that I didn't have it. Sometime back in my life, a few years back, I didn't know that we blame people who are negative. Sometimes some of them are naturally like that and they can't be able to help it. But there is one that you can acquire from other people. So after I finished college, there was a time I was not staying at home, and I didn't know that the people who had surrounded me were so negative. And I didn't know that I was a very negative person. And any little thing would trigger me. And you've been on social media, and sometimes you will post something and people will just attack you. I don't blame them, because it shows you where they are. And that is what they are projecting. So by the time I was in South Sudan, and Sudan is a very hostile place to be, and where I was working as a general manager. There is no electricity in South Sudan. It's very, very hot. So you can imagine, like everywhere, there are generators everywhere, and plus the heat and everything. I came into a depressive state, and I met this woman. She's called Millie. I call her Mother Gaia. She's a very nice person. She taught me positivity, and the way I can't even explain the way she taught it to me, because sometimes I will be reporting someone to her, like, this one did this to me. Naturally you expect someone to tell you that is a very, very bad person, And she would tell me, their journey in your life is finished. We don't hate, we release people, and we love them at a distance. And
Yeah.
I'll be like, what is she talking about? I want her to tell me ABC. And she fed me this for too long that I didn't realize when the negativity left me. And right now, I'm so sensitive when I'm around negative people. Like the other day, I was counseling someone and she kept on repeating the problem. And I'm like, you can do this and this to do away with this. And then she has that pity party, like, why me and everything. I said, I have tried to help you, but I think you're not ready.
Yes,
So bye
yes,
for
yes,
now.
yes.
Yeah, so positivity has really helped me. And then Millie taught me something. She taught me that the universe gives you what is in your mind. You think about negativity, you're going to encounter negativity. Like the time I was facing a difficult time where I told you about my first job, there was also one lady and she told me, you know why you're getting all these problems? Because you only focus on the bad side of our boss. So every time he comes, the first thing he does is start attacking you. And that was my life. That was my life. And when this lady told me that, she told me to watch a movie. I've tried to look for it on YouTube because I would like so many people to watch it. And then she told me to go and watch. She actually bought me that tape, and she told me to go and watch that movie. It was The Power of the Universe. And in that movie, it was showing different types of people, but it was concentrating on two people only. One is very negative, the other one is a very positive person. So the positive person was a very poor person. But in the morning, and Millie used to tell me this when I'm complaining, she'll tell me, can you go outside? How is it? I'm like, it's sunny and everything. She's like, can't you just be joyful that it's sunny here in America? I'm covered with snow, but I still have a joyful heart. So in this movie, it was like something similar like that. And there was this person, he was very rich. Every day he's complaining and complaining. And then this other poor person used to be so joyful. And by the end of the movie, this person who used to be poor is having such a good life. And this person who was very rich, everything is going down. So I agree, positivity will build you so much. Negativity only breaks you.
Okay, let's take more comments. We have Boniface says, Sasha seems to have high self-esteem and I think she acquired it from her business. That's absolutely true. And as she was saying, she also acquired it from other people. I believe that those who are putting themselves out there to offer self-care, they have so much in them that they are ready to, to absorb the energy and the negativity of others. Then we have, I love this girl, Sashona. She never loses hope in life. Very hardworking. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we have also Ram. I don't know where Ram is. Thank you very much, Ram. We appreciate that. As you are watching this live stream, facts must be put on the table. Truth must be spoken. That's what AWIF is all about. As women in Africa or girls growing up in Africa, we are not given enough opportunities to nurture, to listen to our own personal needs. There is the cultural needs, there's the societal needs, and we're stuck. I speak for myself, and I think many women will agree to this. So how is the African woman supposed to be comfortable in her skin, comfortable in public, comfortable for the culture that she was brought into, comfortable for herself, to protect herself and to protect her generation is the question here. And that's when self-care comes in. And people like you, Sasha, you go beyond this scope of culture or feminism just to give love and attention to others. So Boniface, Malody, Lisa, if any of you would like to come join this conversation, I'm putting up the link here for you to come join. come backstage, let's have this conversation, because it's not going to last forever. We have to speak the truth. We have to really talk about what's really holding us back. And I believe that because we African women, we African girls, we were not prepared enough to be woman enough to face what's within. We're only meant to fight, just to, I protect, I get it, I
Yeah.
get it. We do not listen to what's within. And that's why we're
Yes.
lacking behind. Instead of
Yeah.
attacking, who do you think you are? You think you're beautiful. You think of, who am I? What do I need?
Yes.
How
Yes.
do I get this in place? How do I present
Yes.
myself? How do I ask for what I want without being whoa, 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 all the time? This is what
Yes.
African women are made of today and for generations. We back, we fight. We without any simplicity, without any delicatesse, and this is all coming from the lack of self-care. So who is going to join us? Lisa from Berlin, Nashipa from Kenya, Boniface from Kenya, Malodi, come join us.
Yes.
Jane, who is coming online? I'm going to put the link here. Come online here. Let's talk about it. You have our attention. I have 1 hour for you. So let me just invite. Let me send the link. Hold on. I am putting the link here because we have to talk about it.
Yes. True.
That's the link for anybody who would like to join this conversation. Come, just click on that link that I've just put up there. Come join us. Let's talk about it. So, what setbacks did you encounter during and after the creation of your company, of your business?
Oh, setbacks. I don't know where I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to
Sorry.
end. There are so many there are so many setbacks. Being a woman already is a crime on its own.
Yeah.
And then there for some people to believe in you as a woman, it's also another setback. But
Yeah.
that will never stop me. I grew up surrounded by strong women. My mom is one of them. My grandmother is another one. Most of the women I've grown around are very, very strong women. One of the women who has really, really built me, pushing me to my success. I call her my second mom. She's called Mina Hersi. She's Tanzanian Somali, and yes, she's one of the women in business in Africa who has really, really been pushing me even when I'm stuck. But there is a lot of setbacks. But the worst and the worst of setbacks is sometimes you train girls, and then once you send them somewhere to work, they go and they mess up. At the end of the day, it is your name
Yeah.
that the people who you send girls to, it is your name that is going under. Another thing is getting places to open spas, and then once I open and they see the revenue, the next minute they just kick you out and they want their space.
Yeah.
That has been one of my biggest dilemma. That is one of my biggest dilemma. But anyway, God has his own way. We never go backward. No matter how difficult life becomes, we even the poorest person, when they never go a step backward. We always go a step forward. One of my therapists, sometimes she's called Atuganile. One time I was going through some difficult times, and I was working somewhere under pressure as a spa manager, and she could see how hard I was trying. And when you're working and you have a boss that doesn't appreciate what you're doing and they keep on pushing you negatively, and she could see I reached to a point of giving up, and she told me something in Swahili. She told me, chura ukimpiga teke unamuongeza mwenendo. She said, and those words have built me to now. She said in English, she was saying, if you kick a frog, you add its speed. You're not, when we see frogs, we kick them. So when we kick frogs, it's not like we stop them. They literally continue running. So she said those words, and those words have really built me.
Yeah.
But setbacks, those are the kind of setbacks that I encounter most of the times. And then also, being an African, I always ask one question: if I am being called a foreigner in Africa, where do I belong? Because I have worked in countries in Africa, and these people don't even look at like you're empowering their people, or like I am the only person in a foreign country in the whole organization. You find in some countries they're just asking, what are you coming to get from our nation? What are you coming to get from our nation? I have a friend of mine, she was kicked out in one southern country. And I remember when she called me and she told me like they're after her so much and everything. And they're saying they're going to close her business. I told her, you know what? Sometimes you have to get tired of fighting with people who don't understand. You know what? Tell them to close the business. And they literally closed the business. And it is 200 people from their nation who lost their jobs. She was the only one who was a foreigner.
All what you're saying makes sense. And this is where COVID-19 comes in. And this is where the stupidity of Africa comes in. That you think because somebody's from Nigeria that they're taking businesses from you, but the people working in that local business are people from your country. But all what you described comes down to a mindset problem which is haunting Africa. Until we learn to collaborate. I don't know you. I do not need to know you. I saw a post on Facebook talking about pineapples and how those pineapples could be developed to products. And somebody tagged me and said, Lillian, what can you do? Then I directly contacted you few seconds later, not even minutes.
Yes.
I have nothing to gain, but there is the potential that I see. Until Africa can be united to work together, stop blaming the foreigners. I mean, when I mean foreigners, I mean those coming really from abroad. Because you have no connection to each other. We do not love each other enough. I mean, sitting here in Switzerland, giving you my time, I could have been sitting with my kids, but there is the potential. How can we start working with Africans to stop this stupidity of thinking my country, your country? You don't go start fighting other continents, China or whatever, when you're not even capable of fighting or protecting what's in Africa. What the heck is somebody in Zanzibar telling somebody from Kenya you're a foreigner? Then what do you expect? What do you expect? So this is the problem of mindset in Africa that we see over and over and over. And it spreads beyond Africa. What can we do? But talk about it.
Exactly.
What can we do? But take the risk. What can we do? But give it a chance. And I am giving you that chance. You are giving me that chance. And we are talking about it right here on this platform. Let's take some comments. Now, we have so many comments. Let's see here. Some of them are not. Oh, you're not going to love this one.
Let me get some juice.
Yes. Ooh, this is a good one. So, love Sasha.
Yes.
Take your juice. We have good comments here. Women are enemies of themselves. I completely.
That's what must come.
Yes. And that's the problem. Those some are more dangerous than the others. So,
and there are so many.
That's the problem. That it's like the wild grass, True, Lillian, I thank you so much. Jane, who is willing to come up here? I've put the link up. Come up here. I'm going to put it up again. Let's have this discussion. Women should watch how men support each other and copy. Bim! You don't need me on this one. Now we agree, Doreen. Doreen. I think I sent you a message. Doreen, she's a fashion designer, right? Is she the fashion designer?
Yes,
Doreen, I sent you a message. I don't know you either, but baby, you are coming with us.
Yes.
We need to spread your work. I saw some of your good stuff. Women support each other and copy what men do. And then, this is truth here as well. So true, we have to work together. Africa,
Yeah.
don't go fighting other people. You're not capable of working together. Until we can do
No.
this, we're going nowhere.
Ye-
Okay?
Yes. Somebody put up a post. Yes, I think it was 2 days ago, and she said, "We are always complaining about what colonizers did. Why aren't we speaking about what we are doing to each other?" And I was like,
Who is that
"We are
person?
not meant to."
I love that. I love that.
Yes, and I shared the post and I said, we are not ready for that topic. We are actually not allowed to speak about that topic. We are only allowed to sugarcoat it. And this is something that when I speak to some of the Black people in the diaspora, we disagree a lot on that because their main focus is on what was done to us. And I'm like, I'm from East Africa. Since independence, it's already 56 years. We are 56 years old. What can I show as a Kenyan to be proud since we got our independence? What can I show the world that my country has achieved? Fine, we were colonized, but what are we doing to ourselves? Most of us, when we get those positions in leadership, it's now me thinking of, oh, my mom needs to drive a Bentley, my dad must, and we don't think about the communities that raised us, and that is our main problem. Look at Asians, look at the Jewish people. What do? They pull each other. Where I grew up in Kenya, there are so many Indians, and what do? If like one of them has opened a shoe shine place for the shoes, all of them will go there to do their shoes. They're not gonna go anywhere else. But for us, we don't know how to support each other. In fact, we work hard to break each other. There is an African leader, some of the leaders who have died. He said when I read this, I shed tears because I saw myself in it. In Africa, one hand is trying to build you and the other hand is holding the people who are trying to bring you down. And that is the truth about us.
This conversation must continue, not in hate, but in respect
Yes.
of what we've acquired, in respect of
Yes.
what we've gone through, not in hatred. I do not
Yes.
believe in bad for bad. No one makes
No.
progress under those circumstances, but charity
Yes.
begins at home.
Yes.
And when I talk about charity begins at home, for me, it means contacting you irrespective of who you are, but because we have a continent to build.
Yes.
And that starts with a retrospective view of what's going on within us, how we treat each other, even from home, because the
Yes.
degree of wickedness in families explains the degree of wickedness in a village, in a
Yes.
country, thus in the continent of Africa. But this is all
Yes.
explained because of the level of poverty, because people do not have enough. So they try to keep, they try to be greedy, thinking they're protecting. Then we hurt each other. So it's easier for somebody in the diaspora. I can understand somebody in Africa saying, so what are you bringing? What are you bringing on the table? Stop thinking of food, drink, alcohol, and sex. Let's
Yes.
think of the future. Because I have a feeling
Yes.
the continent is made of three things: food, alcohol, and sex. I agree. Those three things, they are the basis in any continent. However, we all live for that. However, beneath that, who are we to each other? How do we
Yes.
support each other? This is where we should dig deep. But if we do not love ourselves, if that self care education is not there, it's not going to happen. It's really not
Yes.
going to happen. So I really appreciate all of you here who have commented. You've given your point of view. This is the beginning of that conversation. Is anyone coming live? Lisa says her connection is very low. She cannot. But let's speak the truth to ourselves. And by listening to
Yes.
this conversation, you might be sitting there. I see many of you watching. You might be sitting there not having the courage to come and speak that truth. But you go to bed tonight with some truths that have been spoken on this platform. So I salute your courage, just sitting there without taking action, because it's also taking action in a way. And I thank you. Let's do what you have to do in your own way, but do something. Do something.
Yes.
Listen,
Each one touch one.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's continue with our conversation. We've spoken about some of your setbacks, but those setbacks, again, is due to the mindset, which is absolutely a poverty mindset, which we are working on here, right here now at Aviv. Next question. COVID-19 is a game changer for many African entrepreneurs. How is this pandemic affecting your business?
The pandemic affecting my business. This is like a wake up call for me, because my business solely depends on tourism.
Yep.
And what I have learned is that I should have put more effort in the soap production, because right now the soap is a huge business, you understand? But it came when I was not so prepared, although I'm still I'm doing the soap, but I was not so focused on the soap business.
Yeah.
I was focusing more on the training the girls and the spa, but it is quite an eye opener for me.
Good.
It is quite
you know something?
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to hold on to what you just said for a minute. As the self-care giver, let another self-care giver gives you an advice. Hold it right there for a minute.
Yes.
No one expected this. You couldn't have been prepared.
Yes.
Hold it right there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Breathe.
Thank you.
You couldn't have been prepared.
Yes.
Give yourself all the permission that you need. You couldn't have been prepared.
True.
However, you could have. Because we are living in a continent that's always been affected by pandemics.
Yes.
So if in your own little scale, you would have been prepared in that way, maybe you would have been prepared for the world.
Yes.
But still, please, you couldn't have been prepared.
True.
No one saw this coming. No one.
Yes.
And even the developed world, they survive. They are surviving because, these are basic hygiene needs, things that the developed world has. But Africa should have been prepared for such thing in a way, but not at this ratio. So please, don't blame yourself. You are not.
Thank you.
There are many people in this area, but you have an advantage. You have an advantage in the sense that you are thinking, if I would have been. So now I give you the floor. How can you pivot your business knowing what you know today?
I am basically looking for investors because I want to cover the whole of Africa doing what I do. I remember the last time we had a call, I told you that I met some members of parliament in Zimbabwe the last time I was there. And actually they keep on calling me and asking me, Sasha, when are you coming to start this? And they literally told me whenever I'm ready, they will give me a piece of land just to empower their people and to set up the business there. So what I've been doing in Tanzania is just training the girls, getting them employed in hotels. But what I discussed in Zimbabwe was actually different because of the many years that Zimbabwe suffered. They didn't want to directly depend on tourism. Yes. So they were asking me how I could do it there, but not basically depending on tourism. So when they told me that they can give me a piece of land, I told them then it has to be in the city where we can direct people to go there. And what I was planning is like, if someone is good in a dressmaking, they can design clothes, African clothes. We can set a place for them. Someone who is good in beads and things like that, so that we can broaden it, not to only be a place for the spa only. So I'm really, really looking for investors because I want to cover the whole continent. And I've been traveling a lot in Africa. I started traveling in Africa because I wanted to understand why the politics in my country is not a politics for growth. So the minute I started, I used to think it's a Kenyan problem, but the minute I started to travel in Africa, I realized it is the same everywhere in Africa. And our struggles are the same, you know. And like, I am part of an NGO that distributes reusable, washable pads for girls in Kenya. It was founded in America by my friend for girls in Kenya. But through my travels, I managed to convince her. We distribute in schools in Zanzibar. We just started doing it in Uganda. We do it in Cameroon, yes, and Burundi, a few countries, and South Africa, we've done it. So when the first time when I was actually telling her, my aunt, I had gone to some place in Arusha and I asked the girls what I can do for them, and they asked me for pads. And I felt so ignorant. I felt so ignorant because I didn't know that there are people who can't afford pads. And when I called my aunt, she's in the States, and I told her, I found these girls and I was expecting them, kids, you expect them to tell you, oh, buy me clothes, do that. And they start to tell me that some of them use chicken feathers, sorry. They use chicken feathers when they are going through their menses. And I was in disbelief. And when I told my aunt, she was like, but there's this lady, she does that in Kenya. So you see, I'm from Kenya. I didn't know in Kenya we have the same problem. Because when I was growing up, companies like Always, they used to come to school, start teaching us from standard 6, and we were being given free pads. So I didn't know that there are people who really suffer from such things. And the minute I started to do 1 minute, and the minute I started to do this, people even started telling me about their stories, you see. So what I was trying to tell you is that when I travel in Africa, and I think that this is my problem from this country, I find that no, it's the whole continent has the same issues. And that's why I need funding, because I believe in teaching people how to fish, not feeding them the fish. That is the only thing that is going to rescue Africa. Because when it comes to education, we have the right education.
Okay, let's take a few questions. I have a few tips, and I hope people will join, give your ideas here. We are watching, so let's take this first one. Let's see, we are from Doreen. She has good, excellent comments. We should work hard, integrate others, and stop listening to the noise. Perfect. We have true. I am still waiting for us to launch this soap. We should have listen to me. Okay, very good. Even the government was not prepared. Nobody on this bloody planet was prepared.
Thank you.
You've been given permission to breathe. Come on. There you go. So let's see. Seraphine, you have been training for years. I'm here. I told you, start small, never wait for the bigger picture. I started with soon I'll be driving. Moving too slow. Come on, girl. You see, someone is pushing you here. Come on, Doreen. I love you already.
She's been pushing, yeah.
I love you, Doreen.
She's one of my greatest inspirations in East Africa.
Great. And I think the whole thing about self-care business is about everything, product and location. Perfect. I'm coming to that. I'm going to hit hard on this one. I have my spa in Nairobi. Sasha would like to join you. Okay. I am going to hit hard on this one. I'm taking, my goodness, Love Mom is here. Yay. Come on, people.
Yay, Millie.
Yay, Millie's here. Doreen is here. Doreen is not going to give you an easy way. Doreen, Keep on pushing her, baby. And Boniface is here. Who would like to come live on screen here? I am putting the link here. We need you to come speak thy truth here. Okay. Let's see. Having dinner with my kids. Yeah, that I know. So proud of you. Millie is so proud of you. Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Now, I've listened to all what you've said, and I'm not going to be nice. I am not meant to be nice. I wasn't born nice.
I like people who are honest.
People don't love me for that. You might not. You might turn off this and say, what?
No, I need to learn. I need to learn where to correct myself. I always say, I tell my girls when they get angry, when a client complain, I tell them, you should be very glad, because that's how you when you take criticism positively, that's how you grow.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. You have all the potential that you need. You've already established yourself in a sector. The danger about any investor looking or listening to you right now, I'm really not sorry to tell you, but I will tell you, is that you are like most African business owners. You want to do too many things and you don't concentrate on one thing. You were offered a piece of land to come do something in Zimbabwe called spa. It's not your business to start doing clothes when you've not even started this spa. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew you would not like me, but we have to hit here.
Yes.
Let's go with the spa. You have the offer. Let's go with the spa until we are satisfied to a certain point, until we've proven ourselves worthy of a certain reputation. Let's not diversify. Now you can diversify in doing things around the spa, like products, like soap, like mask. You're diversifying, but don't start going sewing things, sewing this, sewing that. No, okay? The space is offered to you. Let that place be known as a place for spa.
Yes.
Then you can take it to something else. Okay?
Yes.
Point number 2. If you want to do spa, as I said, you can diversify, you can make it to a school, you can have all the products that are necessary for spa, so you're known for that. Point number 2 is you are looking for investors. What is the offer that you have for them as investors? We African, we just speak blah, 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 blah. We have no figures, we have no time frame, we have no scope, we have. They've given you a land. Okay, so what? How are you going to build that land? How are you going to build that space? What are you going to do with that space? How are you going to come up with this? Are you working with architects? It's not enough to say a government has given me land. It doesn't work that way because it's already a huge cost. Now, to make things worse is COVID-19. You've been given a piece of land to do something. Nothing's going to happen because there's COVID-19. So when I use the word pivot your business, is how can you put some of the things that you already do, make it available to the international market? For example, through your website, we spoke about it. I asked you specific questions. What are the kilograms? What's the weight of one soap? You were not able to give me that information. You did your research, you gave it to me afterwards. But these are the things that investors want to know. Here when we buy soap, we know what the weight is, we know what's inside. Do you have all those ingredients at the packages that you have? You should be looking about exporting your business internationally during this COVID-19. We should stop thinking COVID-19. Think COVID-19 will stop. It will stop. There is life after that. How do you survive? Before you go build your store or whatever in Zimbabwe, how do you continue after that? Let's take some comments here. We are behind Sasha. Great advice. Okay, good. So those are the comments we have for the moment. So I think you should rethink what you're doing.
Yes.
When you talk of investors, what kind of investors are you looking for? How many investors? What percentage you want as investors in your company? What percentage are you willing to give up of your company? And what's the
Yes.
value of your company? For people to be able to invest in your company, they should know what the value of your company is.
Yes.
And knowing that you are more in the touristic business, more in the hotel section of business, is it worth it to invest with you? Why should people invest with you? It's a good thing to start having this discussion. I will offer you this platform, my time, and everything. Let's keep talking about it, because Africa, today there are so many problems with allergies. There are so many problems with, so many problems worldwide. I, as a person, I would prefer to see you develop your online business more than anything else. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea.
Let's see. So let me just take a comment here.
Okay.
It's everything she does. Millie, thank you so much. Now I'm thinking of the aspect of taking your business improving your business online. How do you think you can go about that?
I had tried Shopify. I'm still learning how to go about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Shopify
Mm-hmm.
is more about people's products. Do you really need Shopify? You have a website already, which looks
Yeah.
great. Where is that? Hold on. Let's see. I have your website here. Okay, let me just copy it in the comments. That's the Facebook, sorry. Let me see your website here. Okay, let me copy this in the comment. You already have a website. Why don't you focus on that website to make it possible for people to order online from your website, rather than using another platform that you will have to pay commission to that platform? Why don't you make your website possible that people can purchase from your website? You don't have to pay commission, that people can pay by credit card to your website. Why don't you focus on developing your own stuff rather than going to, I understand Shopify will do the advert for you, Shopify will do things like this for you, yes, but why don't you concentrate on developing your own website so that you can sell your own product without, for the moment, you don't have to give too much commission to other people. There are also African online shop, for example, ePepe, which I interviewed here. Why don't you partner with her so that she can sell your product through her website?
Okay.
You don't have to go all the way to Shopify. Shopify has a lot of commission. Why don't you first you start national, then you go to the African community? There are websites that could sell your product while you develop your own product. I think if you're looking for investors, you should go more in that direction, that people should help you develop your website to be able to accept payment through your website. Then you can see how it goes, rather than going to other. Let's not be blindfolded.
Yes.
So as we speak, what kind of products do you have for self-care? I saw some of them on Facebook.
Oh yes, I have some soap, and I make different soaps. So this one here is papaya.
Okay.
This is papaya. This is lemongrass.
Okay.
This is ginger soap. and this is cardamom.
Okay.
I
All from natural
also
product.
all from natural products. I make them from natural products. Like this is the mango that I mix. It's dried mango.
I don't know how I can really expand so people can hold on. Let's see. That's me alone. Let's see how people can really.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that. So that people can see your product. Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think if I do that.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes.
So that's dried mango, and then this is a mixture of different fruits.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I also work with the local spices that all of them are from the spice farms of Zanzibar. So it is something that is empowering the community.
Mm.
Yes, and actually, what I like about Tanzania, apart from other African countries, the Tanzanian government is very adamant on empowering farmers. So, like now, as a tour operator, if I have guests coming from European nations, they have to go to the spice farms, and if they buy something or they tip, that money goes to the farmers and they are not taxed.
You see, you have a beautiful plan. You have something which is ecologically. You have everything you need. You just have to restructure yourself. You have to restructure and do something nice. Let's have a conversation after this, but concentrate on what you have. Forget about the Zimbabwe and all the rest. When you've had enough capital, you can expand. But for the moment,
Yes.
the product you have, think of hygiene, think of how you want to of packaging, and think of shipping. If you have a beautiful website that portrays all of that, I can see.
I wanted to show you this also. This is a lip balm.
Okay.
I made it also from natural products from the spice farms. Just a minute, and then I have this. This is a sunburn lotion
Yeah.
that we made the other day, and I made it in December, and I gave it to my Caucasian friends in the island, and most of them have told me that has a very nice healing effect,
Okay. Okay.
even
Okay.
for wounds. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You just have to restructure the way you work, how you want to expand yourself, but stop thinking of all this many, many different stuff. Do one thing, build it up nicely, present it nicely. The world needs natural product. Start within
Yes.
the nation, then you expand to the other African countries, but have a clean website, have clean product. Think of hygiene because this is the time of hygiene.
Yes.
So
Yes.
let's have another discussion. Let's have many more live streams. Let's see who I can bring together on the same live stream so that we can talk
Yeah.
about how we can make this possible for you.
Thank you.
Let me think. I will have to think in a couple of weeks
Yes.
which other self-care businesses in Africa we can put together, which online shops we can have your product placed at, and how we
Yes.
can your own website, how we can make that marketable.
Yes.
Because
Thank you.
let's continue this conversation. It's not time to
Yes.
give up. It's the time for collaboration. It's the time for Africans to start supporting themselves. No one is going to come here save us. The other day I
No.
asked you, all of this stuff you have to put in bottles. Where are you going to get the bottles from? And your reply is, it's coming from China. We have to find it. You have to. I'm honest. I have to tell everybody the truth. We had a conversation. When she told me from China, I'm like, okay. Okay. You might start looking for someone who makes glasses and bottles in Kenya or in. This is how you collaborate. Who does bottles or in Tanzania or in Kenya or in Africa or in Nigeria? This is the moment to collaborate.
Yes, actually, I found one lady. She's called Aziz. She's a friend of mine. She follows me. and I posted something. No, I actually posted the sunburn cream, and she was like, she can do that for me. So I'm actually supposed to call her.
So you
She's
call
from
her.
Tanzania.
You
Yeah.
call her. Let's have a live stream together. Doreen, where are you? You're still having dinner? I'm hungry now. Let's have a live stream together. So, what are the products you need? You need to do that website. We'll find a solution for that. You need
Yes.
bottles. Bring that lady over here.
Uh-huh.
Let's drag everybody right here. Right here, you're not going to lie. This is the time. Truth must come out. So you need bottles. You need someone to do the printing for for the labels on your. So slowly you work with somebody, you get the benefit of their collaboration, they get the benefit of your collaboration. This is what we
Yes.
mean by building a continent. Charity
Yes.
begins at home. So let's talk to her. Let's have a live stream with her. You have the bottles.
Yes.
Now you have the product. She has the bottles. What else do we need? We need, it has to be sterilized and all that stuff. So
Yes.
we need just one or two more people. Not many. And let's rebuild that website. Shopify is good, but
Yes.
you're going to leave a lot of commission there. And
Okay.
Shopify, transporting your product from Africa to Europe, this is not a good time. But within Europe, it's
Mm-hmm.
better for you. There are other
Yeah.
websites that you can sell your product on. I will see what EPP has to do. There are other countries. There's Nigeria, So
Yeah.
let's not try to. It's right in front of us if we speak to each other in a very honest way.
Yes.
Okay. I also print labels. Problem solved. No more complaint.
Yes. Yes.
Is she the one who does the bottle?
No, no.
So, what the heck? What have you guys been waiting for? You wanted me?
Yeah.
You needed me
Yes.
for this?
He should check my website and send me something, and then I check it out.
Send it to me as well. Nashipa, send it to me. So, Nashipa, you're wanted right here for a live stream. Sasha and the other lady who does the bottle. So we are now me, Sasha, Nashipa, and the lady who does the bottle. A product is created.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah. End of story.
End of story. Let's stop the talking here. It's done. It's done. It's done. She's a website designer. Hello. End of story.
Wow.
End of story. Discussion closed. Now let's go have dinner. So get tips as well. Thank you so much. Learn. If you want to come up live, just tell us. You can join the conversation so you get the tips. This is what charity begins at home. We ask,
Yes.
we collaborate, we speak the truth and don't backbite. Don't try to cheat on others. And the solution is there. You have somebody who does the glass, somebody who does websites, somebody who does printing. Now you should be able to accept payments on your website. It should really be clean, because that's what you need. And from there, then you can then create an app from that so that people on their mobile can order from their mobile. It's that simple. If people speak the truth.
Yes.
It's that simple. It's that simple.
Wow.
It's that simple. So now we have tips as well. We have Millie. Yes, Millie, it is done. It's that simple.
It
So
is done. Namaste.
Yeah, we have okay. We have now labels and website. On the website, I'm going to challenge you on that one, because my reputation is going down there. The labels, and then you bring the lady for the bottles. We have a live stream. We put that together. Clean that website, and you start to do it locally and within Africa. Then from there, stop thinking COVID-19 today, tomorrow. It will pass. Let's get beyond that. Let's get beyond COVID-19. The stuff in Zimbabwe and anything, that you can take on your own. My responsibility today is that you get an idea that it's possible for you, that you don't need to go all the way to Shopify, that you already have a product. You just needed somebody to help. This is what we call pivoting a business.
Yes.
You just needed somebody to give you the ideas, the steps, the roadmap. I will accompany you in that process. We will bring investors in when the product is ready. We cannot, what you have
Yes.
now is not presentable to investors.
Yes.
So we have to build it first to make it presentable, to make
Yeah.
it clean, to make it competitive before we can bring in investors.
Yes.
So let's have this discussion. You, me, the lady with the bottle, the label, and the website. Let's have that going
Yes.
first. I agree
Mm-hmm.
that you will need funds for this. So if anyone is willing to jump in as an investor at this stage, contact me. Send an email through our Facebook page, which is right here. Send an email to this address, and I will make things possible and fair for you and for them. Let's not give
Thank
up. This is the time that Africa needs to rebuild itself. The begging
you.
has
Yes.
gone for too long. Let's start
Yes.
shaking hands instead of begging.
Yes.
It has gone on for too long. Word of conclusion, we can do it.
We can
We
do
should
it. Yeah.
start we
Yeah.
should start doing it. We should start thinking of the possibilities that are out there because there are plenty if we start working with each other.
True.
I don't want to hear the word Shopify for the moment until we
Yes.
have been proven wrong. Until we have been proven wrong, there are payment
Yes.
methods which are possible within Kenya and Nigeria, which you can start using. You can also use
Yes.
PayPal. You can also use MasterCard, but just know you're leaving
Yes.
commission on the table. And are those commission necessary for the moment? We do not know yet.
No.
We first need the raw material, how we process it,
Yes.
how we place it, where we place it. But think of what happens at the end of COVID-19 because it's almost over. That's my wish.
Yes. Yes.
We have one more comment. No, more than one more comment. That's great. Win for a woman is a woman for all. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
Next, I truly believe that if you put your goals in writing, speak them out loud, and work for them, they always, if you do those things. Absolutely. Jane,
Yes.
absolutely. I
Jenny.
agree. I
Mm-hmm.
agree. You know, but I'll add one more quote to that, Jane, and to everyone listening here is that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Sasha, you were ready for it. You did the work.
Thank you.
It took me
Thank you.
just an hour. You did the work. So
Thank
kudos to
you.
you. Keep doing the good work. Let's continue this conversation. Please, in the coming days, it's going to be hectic, but let's squeeze this in to have these four women. I think this is one of them,
Mm-hmm.
yourself, and who else?
Yes.
And
Aziza. Aziza.
yeah, and the lady with the bottle, who does the bottle.
Yeah.
So you can do that for the
Yes.
packaging. Then now we have to think
Yes.
of how you want to sterilize this. Now we have to
Yes.
rework on the website and to start marketing your product on your website. Then the next step
Yes.
is online businesses in Africa. Where can we place
Mm-hmm.
your product? Where can we place your product within Africa? That's the next step. Okay?
Okay.
So it's a
Yes.
win-win for everybody, for the ladies providing you their product and you yourself and the online shop. Then you can take it internationally. So Zimbabwe,
Yes.
if I were you, I will hold on for the moment. Start to build
Okay.
yourself. Do not wait for the hotels because when the hotels start coming back, and if you have
Yes.
built your online business strong enough, they should be ordering from your website. They should be able to
True.
order your services from your website, book your time from your website, and order your product. Then you have the hands up, telling them, "I will come work in your spa
Yeah.
if you take my product."
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
Not because they called you, can you come and no, 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 no. Yes, I'll come. I come as a package with my product.
Yes. Thank you.
Now we are talking.
Yeah.
Does it make sense to you?
It does. Lots of sense. Lots
Pivoting
of sense.
101. Pivoting
Yeah.
101. You come as a
Yes.
package. Just like if you were married and divorced and had 20 kids, somebody likes you, say, I have 20 kids plus one is 22 people, or 20, 21, you know?
Yes.
But before you do
Yes.
that, you have to take care of yourself and look beautiful before you're accepted with 20 kids, okay?
True. Yeah. True.
You can't push that through somebody's throat if you're not presentable enough. So you prepare
True.
everything
Yeah.
now, have the good website, have the products out there, presentable, magnificent. When this is over, I'm coming to Zanzibar to see you. Have
Yes.
really, really, really nice product which are
Yes.
unbeatable, made in Africa,
Mm-hmm.
natural products. Then we'll talk about it in 10 years.
Thank you.
Okay. Whoa, we have 5
Yes.
comments. Let's see this. Then I have to go eat. Tuned in. Okay, no, no. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so proud of you. Behind you, Sasha. Let's see.
Thank you.
Just see this. Okay. So it is very important to know the value, that an investor is getting from their exactly. That's why you can't fool around this too much, because see, Sasha, this is what I was telling you. You remember the
Yeah.
conversation we had?
Yes.
So note down this. You can go watch the comments afterwards, but I told you about this one. I told you.
Oh, yes.
Let's see this one. I think Lillian is saying if you are doing business, you need to have a wide knowledge about the business, even if it's not perfect. Absolutely. Because perfection
True.
comes with time. It comes with
Yes.
time, you know? And that's where
Yeah.
we're talking about you. It helps you, you think about it, and we're here to learn.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so she can help with this. Okay, let me go down. There are more comments. Let's see. Okay, there are some great comments here.
Mhm.
Let's see. What did we even end? Okay. Good. Okay. Let's see. Greetings, lovely Sasha, with the proprietor of each doing a small part together.
New light. New light. New light is EG. New light.
Good.
Yes.
Sasha, great job.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, Lily, she's the one I was telling you about, that we worked with her on this.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. She's the guru. She's the guru for the new
Okay. So
treatment.
why don't we include her? Why don't we include her in this discussion? Lily,
Yes,
you're
yes.
added on the list. Ready or not, you're coming.
Ready? Yes.
That's Lily's idea. Yeah. Okay, then yes, we must add tax. It's overdue for running around for less.
Oh, yes, Doreen. Doreen has been pushing. Oh my God. She's been pushing for this for too long.
See, Doreen, I have a feeling that you just finished eating and now your energy is high. Yes, sister. Yes, I agree with you.
Yes. Yes. Oh, she fought so hard for this.
Yes, thank you, Jane. Always, anytime, just ask. Yes, new light, okay.
New light. Thank you, Mama. Thank you.
It's literally true that you can succeed best and quickly by helping. Absolutely. Alone, it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, my assistant. Okay, Sasha and I already work on packaging. So, yep. Yep. Let's look at all of that. And you know, Sasha.
Yes,
You
Doreen.
know,
Yes.
Sasha and Doreen. Honestly, you
Yes.
just need to know the dimensions. There is an app called Canva, which is free, and you can design your stuff yourself.
Okay. It's
You
called
know, Canva, canva.com, C-A-N,
Canvas. Mm-hmm.
C-A-N, hold on, I'm going, canva.com.
Uh-huh.
You can do that on your own, but I would really want you to concentrate on the product and get somebody who can
Yes.
really design it for you. You know, you really have to now
Yes.
go fast. So when this
Yes.
thing is over, you're ready to with stuff. Yes.
Amen.
You don't have to be a
Yes,
master of
Doreen,
everything.
collaboration.
Yep. You don't
Yes.
have to. You know,
Yes.
when I live stream, I always tell people keep your strengths and what you're not good at, outsource it.
Yes.
Because it doesn't help you,
Thank
it
you.
only keeps you down. It's only keeping you down, and yeah, it doesn't help. Listening in.
Thanks, Mweni.
Lily. So Lily is on the list. We are having the lady
Yes,
for
Lily.
the website, the lady for the bottle,
Yes.
and you. And if Doreen would like to come, because I think Doreen is going to give another push to this project, which is absolutely
Yes.
necessary.
She's pushed me for many years. Yes. California in the house. Yes, Mom Millie. She's the one I was telling you with who taught me positivity every day, every day.
Absolutely. So you see,
Yes.
you have everything that you need. You just need to restructure yourself, and please stop pushing yourself, taking yourself to left and right, trying to do this. That's really an African thing. You cannot be master of, you're just a jack of all. What you cannot do, the labeling, give it out. The bottles, give it out. Concentrate on the thing you do the most. Rebuild
Yes.
that website. Have everything, good pictures, good, have it well presented. And be credible. If people order, you ship. You
Yes.
ship, that they get their stuff on time. It's better for you
Yes.
to put on your website that you can receive a product for 2 to 3 months or 2 to 3 weeks rather than saying in 10 days, because in 10 days it's not going to happen. I'm
Yes.
trying to order trampoline for my kids, and they say you will get it in mid of July. And I'm like, mid of July? Then the summer is over already. So it's my choice. Do I want it or do I don't want it?
Yeah.
So you don't try to be smart, because it's not going to serve you.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Someone is offering, I can try to create a product video for your product and its profile. What the heck?
Wow. Thank you. Thank
You
you.
Eddie.
Eddie, yeah.
Eddie, you're wanted.
Yeah, thank you.
So you see, somebody is helping you to create a video. Website is there, bottles are there, labels are there. That's all we need. Your word for the day before we go, because we are going to continue this conversation.
Yes. Uh-huh.
What's your word for the day? What is your last word for the day?
My last word for the day, I'm just gonna tell my fellow Africans that most of us have the education, but we don't have the jobs. But I want to promise you that the future of Africa does not depend on degrees, PhDs. The future of Africa depends on skills.
Absolutely. On the skills that we already have. We have the natural resources, but we do not have the infrastructure. So how do we build ourselves? And we have someone who said can help with graphic design. There you go. See, help is coming from everywhere. Everywhere.
Yes.
I hope all of you have liked this page, because this conversation will continue. All of you with skills, please come up here, because some of your skills, I need them myself. I need them myself. So it's not only for her. This is just the beginning of a better collaboration between Africans to make Africa a better place. The begging has been going on for too long. It has to stop. We have the knowledge. It's time to start using those knowledges, the knowledge that we have, to make that continent a better place, irrespective of where we are. I'm right here sitting on my desk in Switzerland. You are in Zanzibar, people are in California. We can make anything happen. Instead of us,
Yes.
we order everything from China. China is on the other side, you know? So it can happen
Yes.
anywhere. Anywhere.
Yeah.
If there's one thing Alibaba has taught us is that you do not have to be physically present to get something. Shopify as well. Shopify as well. You know?
Yes.
So I really want you to focalize on your website and start having your e-commerce website that people can purchase from your website. And the next time the hotel calls you, that you're strong enough to say, I am a woman of with such and such knowledge. I come in the package of this. Because if your website is up and running and you have that income stream coming in, you're not forced to say yes whenever they call you. See what I mean?
Yes.
We'll continue this conversation.
Yes.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Let's take
Same here.
a few days, think about all what we've said. We'll speak together. We have a Zoom call. We are going to organize a meeting with all those women that we've listed here so that we can talk about how we want to put this together, how we want to redesign your website. I can have a look from Switzerland, people from USA, so it looks good from wherever we are in the world. We have to showcase your business differently. Let's pivot it to an online business. When everything is okay, you have an online business that's running, that's an income stream. When they call you for your hotel, that's an income stream. I don't want to hear you cry again for money.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
It was mine too.
So let's keep the conversation, okay?
Yes.
Have a great evening.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
Welcome. Bye. That was it for me. I hope you learned something from this conversation. Please, please, Africans, you have all what you need. We are lacking in some areas. But when the collaboration starts coming in, when we start speaking to each other, then we know together we can make something possible. But because of our greed, because of our inability to trust, we think we have come to the end of the road. This is just the beginning. Trust me on this one. If this is the very first time you're watching me live, my name is Lillian Mole. I am the founder and CEO of the African Women's Economic and Entrepreneurship Forum, the place where we challenge the status quo for economic advancement of African women. And my wish for you is that you'll be financially free, stable, that you will look right down in the eyes of many and make those right decisions. Just because you're not under that pressure of saying yes, 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 because of your financial situation. You deserve it. You deserve to be financially free. There is no difference between you compared to any other women in the world. We are all equal. And if there's one thing that this pandemic has taught us, is that Africa has this window of opportunity. No one cares if you have a short hair, if you're black, green, and purple. If you have a good website, if you pivot your business well, you sell well. The world needs you right now. Will you answer the call? Thank you so much for your time. Have a great evening. And please come back to this page, like our page, share this live stream with your family and friends. Share this live stream with those who do not believe that there is another issue for Africa. This is the time. I believe. I hope you do too. Do take care. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.